find them. Okay. Do we have any volunteer berets? Beret wearers? Anyone a beret? Joining the French thing? Gord? No, you want a beret? Anybody else? Elliot, you want a beret? All right. There we go. Jeff, you want a beret? All right. Ernest Hemingway said, if you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you, because Paris is a movable feast. Oscar Wilde said, when good Americans die, they go to Paris. Boris Vian said, there are only two things in the world, love, all sorts of love, the music of New Orleans and Duke Ellington. Everything else should go. He said it in French, but everything else should go because everything else is ugly. Everything else is mush. So we're going to use Boris Vian as kind of, because we're going to meet, Boris Vian has been dead for 65 years, but he is going to be reincarnated tonight, later in the show. Through the magic of Harry Mayron, we're going to meet Boris Vian. Boris Vian, in case you don't know him, is this French kind of strange celebrity. He was a writer, a poet, a musician, a singer, a translator, a critic, an actor, an inventor, and an engineer. And in his pen name, Vernon Sullivan. Vernon Sullivan. Like, he was obviously French. He wrote very strange, off-color parodies of crime fiction. He also wrote songs. He wrote the quite well-known song "The Deserter." He was a great friend and supporter of jazz music when American black musicians came to Paris. Musicians like Hoagy Carmichael, Duke Ellington, Miles Davis. He ushered them in. He found gigs for them. He set them up. And he died tragically, so tragically, in 1959 at the Cinema Marbeuf. Lisa, is the Cinema Marbeuf still there?
Yeah.
Okay, the Cinema Marbeuf is still there. So if you want to go, you can still watch a movie where Boris Vian died. They had made a version of his off-color crime fiction book called I Will Spit on Your Graves. And he hated it so much. He denounced it before, when he went there, in the middle of the movie, he stood up and he screamed out, "These guys are supposed to be American, my fucking ass." And he had a heart attack and died. You gotta go. So we have Boris Vian poems scattered throughout the night. So I will start off with this one. They are breaking the world. They are breaking the world into little bits. They are breaking the world with hammered hits. And I don't care. I really don't care. There remains enough for me. There remains enough. I need just to love. A feather shimmering blue, a sandy path, a frightened bird or two. I need just to love. A slender strand of grass, a drop of dew, a wood cricket. They can break the world into little bits. There remains enough for me. There remains enough. I will always have some air, a trickle of life's course. In my eyes, a little glare, the world in the gorse. Even if they send me to jail, there remains enough for me, there remains enough. I just need to love this corroded stone, these iron hooks, where a spot of blood lingers. I love. You can see the crime fiction component. So I'm going to try and completely break that mood because France has this wonderful, terrible strain of intellectualism. I once sat around while two French people discussed the color of the sky, blue, for 45 minutes. And the intricacies of exactly how blue was blue. Stendhal said, France is the only country where it is more important to have an opinion about Homer than to have read Homer. So, true. I'm going to try and break all the intellectualism with a song. I think Boris Vian and Charles Trenet might have hated each other. Charles Trenet wrote Songs of the People, and this is a song, I think the French are very nostalgic at heart. They just love to go into that little bar in the corner like the Domino where everybody knows their name. It's like Cheers, but it's in French with better wine. And this is a song about going to a neighborhood in Paris called Ménilmontant and seeing all the people you know and you love. Ménilmontant, mais oui madame, c'est là que j'ai laissé mon cœur. C'est là que je viens retrouver toute ma flamme, tout ma bonheur. Quand je revois ma petite église, tous les mariages allaient gaiement. Quand je revois ma vieille maison grise, ou même la brise, parle d'un temps, elle me raconte comme autrefois des jolis contes. Bonjour, passez, je vous revois, rendez-vous, une musique, des yeux rêveurs, tout un roman d'amour poétique et pathétique. Ménilmontant, comme il dit son heure, la vie s'éveille à nouveau, toute raison de mille échos. La midinette fait sa dinette à bistrot, la biblette lit ses journaux. Voici la grille verte, voici la porte ouverte, qui grince un peu pour dire bonjour, bonjour, alors te voilà de retour. Ménilmontant, mais oui madame, c'est là que j'ai laissé mon cœur. C'est là que je viens retrouver toute ma flamme, tout ma bonheur. Quand je revois ma petite gare, où chaque train passait joyeux, j'entends encore dans la dame de mar des mots bizarres, des mots adieu. Je suis pas poète, mais je suis ému. Et dans ma tête, il y a des souvenirs jamais perdus. Un soir d'hiver, une musique, les yeux très doux, les maman, tout un roman d'amour poétique et pathétique, Ménilmontant. Thank you. All right, so I lived in France for a long time, and for a long time I spoke almost no French at all. And I finally realized that I could sort of speak French when I saw a word written in this. And let me correct my spelling. It's Nuilley for the suburb of Paris. So it's Nuilley, and I was like, oh, Neuilly. And I was like, how do I know that weird thing? Or when I knew that the city outside of Paris where the kings are buried is Reims, and it's France, which makes no sense whatsoever, apart from the initial R. However, this next song is gonna screw me up. Because it's got all the words in it, and it's Charles Trenet imitating all the animals and bees and birds of the wild as his heart explodes with pleasure in a great big boom. So it's a tongue twister.
Yeah, let's just do that.
La pendule fait tic-tac, tic-tic, les oiseaux de la font pic, 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 plou, 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 font tous les dindons. Et la jolie cloche ding, ding, dong, et boum, comme notre cœur fait boum. Tout avec lui dit boum, mais c'est l'amour qui s'éveille. Boum, il chante un loving boom, au rythme de ce boum, cœur qui boum à l'oreille. Tout a changé depuis hier et la roue a des yeux qui regardent aux fenêtres. Il y a du lilas et des malentendus sur la mer, le soleil va paraître. Boum, l'astre du jour fait boum, tout avec lui dit boum, comme notre cœur fait boum boum. Le vent dans les bois fait boum, la bichose à bois fait mais, la vaisselle qui s'est fait flic flic frac, et les pieds muets font flic flic frac, mais boum, comme notre cœur fait boum, tout avec lui dit boum, l'oiseau dit boum, c'est l'orage. Boum, l'éclair qui lui fait boum, et le bon Dieu dit boum, dans son fauteuil de nuage. Car mon amour est plus vif que l'éclair, plus léger comme l'oiseau qu'une abeille. Et il s'est gourmé, il s'est met en colère, il entraîne avec lui des merveilles. Boum, le monde entier fait boum, tout avec lui dit boum, comme notre cœur fait boum, boum. Boum, 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 boum. Eric Satie, I'm going to leave the stage now, but Eric Satie was highly eccentric, which is weird because the French normally leave eccentricities to the English, but he was so eccentric. I used to walk by his studio all the time in Montmartre, and he would walk there for miles from his place out in Saint-Denis, Lisa, was it? This is bringing your phone.
Eric Satie is very interesting for many reasons. Okay. But for a little while in Montmartre, he lived in a tiny closet, which was barely big enough to lie down inside. It had a skylight and a shelf, and he organized his own religion, which might be where the word for Nocien comes from, which I believe we're going to hear two of. He also preferred to only wear pale gray corduroy suits and only eat pale white foods like white bread, fish, and chicken.
Do not mess with Lisa about Paris. He would, because he walked so far every morning and every night back and forth for miles and miles to his writing studio, he said that the essential beat of his music was the speed of the footstep of his own footstep.
Nausea number 2 because it's just not as interesting. And go straight to the Nausea number 3.
I looked up the definition of Nausea, and it was a moment of awareness that someone you've known for years still has a private and mysterious inner life. But yesterday we discussed the fact that Eric Satie made up the words Duthie and Nausea to create a new genre of music. So that may be I almost texted you last night to tell you to bring it back up. Oh, the reason for the bullhorn? Eric Satie wrote instructions in the music in French, which are very eccentric, is like an understatement for and you'll see.
He did literally work at the Chanois, and he had to deal with all these cabaret performers. So maybe there's logic in madness. Asseyez-vous soigneusement, proceed carefully. Lisez-vous de la clairvoyance. Arm yourself with clairvoyance. Seul pendant un moment, alone for a moment. De manière à obtenir un creux, so as to create a hole. Perdu, very lost. Portez cela plus loin. Take it even further. Open your head. Enfouissez le son. Muffle sounds.
We're going to play a piece by a very different French composer, Camille Saint-Saëns. This is probably his best known piece. It's called The Swan from the Carnival of the Animals. This was a suite of tunes that Saint-Saëns wrote for children, and he was a bit embarrassed by it, and he forbade the performance of any of these tunes in his lifetime except for this one. This was the only one from that whole suite that he felt he could stand behind. And he was afraid it would hurt his reputation as a serious composer if this music got out there. But it's a beautiful tune. He normally played on cello. And I noticed that I made an interesting little discovery the other day when I was packing up. This is an instrument. It's similar to a melodica, like the thing John Duthie plays. I was packing it up in this case that a friend of mine gave me, which is an actual melodica case from some just cheap Chinese melodica they had. And I noticed that it's swan musical instruments, and there's a little cartoon of a swan playing a melodica on it. So that's kind of cool. Let's see it.
Is that who was that? Satie?
No, that was Sanson.
That one sounded familiar. That one sounded like a familiar song. Yeah.
It's usually not played on the
Hi.
below we
I love it too. So, my name's Anna. I'm a francophone. I'm from San Francisco originally, and I grew up going to one of those bilingual French humanities schools there. and just have grown up going to France and loving it and everything. And so when Bremner, they were talking about doing a French show, and I was like, can I come? Can I come sing? Can I come do a song? So I'm gonna do a couple. This first one with Harry. The first one is one of two very beautiful songs that were composed by Kurt Weill, but that have French lyrics. This one written by Maurice Margre, and this one is called Je ne t'aime pas. Alright, so I guess I should just say, this one, I feel like this is kind of a breakup song in which the singer is deeply in denial about the breakup, about the effects of the breakup that is having on her, and it's kind of having this like monologue of going back and forth between like deep suffering and deep like resignation. So yeah, just a happy-go-lucky tune for your Saturday night and everybody. Je ne t'aime pas. Retire ta main, je ne t'aime pas, car tu l'as voulu. On n'est que amis, pour d'autres sans fait, le creux de tes bras et ton cher baiser, ta tête endormie. Ne me parle pas lorsque c'est le soir, trop intimement, à voix basse même. Ne me donne pas, surtout sans mouchoir, elle renferme trop le parfum que j'aime. Dis-moi tes amours, je ne t'aime pas. Quelle que fut les plus enivrantes, je ne t'aime pas. Et s'il t'aimait bien, ou s'il fut ingrat, en me le disant, ne sois pas charmant, je ne t'aime pas. Je n'ai pas pleuré, je n'ai pas souffert, ce n'était qu'un rêve et qu'une folie. Il me suffira que tes yeux soient clairs, sans regret du soir, ni mélancolie. Il me suffira de voir ton bonheur, il me suffira de voir ton sourire. Conte-moi comment il a pris ton cœur et même dis-moi ce qu'on ne peut dire. Non, tais-toi plutôt, je suis à genoux. Le feu s'est éteint, la porte est fermée, je ne t'aime pas. Ne me demande rien, je pleure et c'est tout. Je ne t'aime pas, je ne t'aime pas, oh mon bien-aimé. Retire ta main, je ne t'aime pas. Je ne t'aime pas. tell. This person is on the way to healing. But yes, want to counter that or follow that with something a little more upbeat. This is a song that I love. It's classic Edith Piaf. And this one is really, the narrator or the character of the song is really just gassing up this fellow that she sees on the street that she seems to be admiring from afar, who's like a well-dressed gentleman, but he seems down on his luck or not feeling so great about himself, and she's like, "You're awesome, come on, it's gonna be okay." So this is Milo. Yeah, that's me. I can also hold it away from me. I can hold it away from my side. Is that okay? I don't know. Okay, gosh. I will not.
It's distorting. Distorting.
Vous n'étiez pas peu fière d'âme, je le sais, vous comprenez. Votre foulard de soie flottant sur vos épaules. Vous aviez le beau rôle, en aurait dit le roi. Vous marchez sans vainqueur, au bras d'une demoiselle. Mon Dieu, qu'elle est belle, j'en ai froid dans le cœur. Allez, venez, Milo, vous asseoir, madame, il fait si froid, alors, ici c'est confortable, c'est mon frère, Milo, et prenez bien vos aises, vos belles sur mon cœur, et vos petites choses, vous connaissez, Milo, vous n'avez jamais vu, je suis une fille pauvre, une ombre de la rue. Dire qu'il suffit parfois qu'il est un navire pour que tout se déchire. Quand le navire s'en va, il emmenait avec lui la douce aux yeux si tendres. Il n'a pas su comprendre qu'elle brisait votre vie. L'amour, ça fait pleurer. Comme quoi l'existence, ça vous donne toutes les chances pour les reprendre après. Allez, venez, Milo, vous avez l'air d'un homme, laissez-vous faire, Milo. Venez dans mon royaume, soignez les romans. Je chante la romance, je chante les romans. Ils n'ont pas eu de chance, regardez-moi, Milo, vous n'avez jamais vu. Mais vous pleurez, Milo, ça je l'aurais jamais cru. Allez, Milo, pourquoi vous faites ce tête-là? La vie c'est pas mauvais que ça. Allez, Milo, chante, chantez, souriez, oui, ah la 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 la. Oui, Milo, c'est comme ça, chantez, souriez.
magnifique. Alors moi, je vais vous présenter un poème de Léonard Kérouz. C'est bien comme ça? Très bien. Alors, un poème de Léonard Kérouz. She was a Louisiana French Creole poet, and she knew Lafcadio O'Hearn when he was here in the city, and there are many stories that she fell passionately in love with him. I am not making any comment about, disastrous love affairs that will never work out in a million years. Leona, never, it's not going to work. But that's fine, she published a lot of poems under a pen name, Constant Beauvais. And this poem that I'm going to read is Fantôme d'Occident, à l'Arcadie O'Hearn au Japon. And it was published in the New Orleans French language newspaper of the day, L'abeille, which means the bumblebee. I don't know why they name newspapers after bumblebees, but whatever, they did. It was a big deal at the time. So this appeared in December 1894. And it was written by Léona Kérouz under her pen name, which is fairly anonymous and masculine, and it's dedicated to Hearn, who's now in Japan forever. Shall we? Le chrysanthème dort au ciel s'épanouit, la nuit assure son flanc dénoué sans contrainte, sa zone de mystère et d'une étrange étreinte. Le croissant grêle tient sous sa griffe qui luit le spectre de la lune, et s'apprête sans bruit à jouer à la paume avec sa face éteinte. Un fantôme lointain, vague, ainsi qu'une plainte, tout à coup appasse ses voix et s'évanouit. Il vient de ce pays où la nuit blonde et pure jamais entièrement ne défait sa ceinture, où dans l'azur fleuri comme un blanc magnolia, la lune éclose auprès des tremblantes étoiles. Aux prunelles en pleurs, où l'ombre d'Ophélia dans le fleuve profond semble traîner ses voiles. And in English, in case you missed any of the melodrama, this is a translation by Nancy Dixon. Phantom of the West, Lafcadio O'Hearn, now in Japan. The golden chrysanthemum now blooms without restraint under the vast night skies in place of mystery. And in the strange embrace, the growing slender threads catch the light. The ghost of the moon appears in the quiet, pretending to hide its face with its palms. A distant phantom, vague as a complaint, all at once passes by. Look, it faints away. It comes from the country where the pure blonde night never entirely undoes its belt, where in the flowering azure, like a white magnolia, the moon gives birth to trembling stars, each one a tearful pupil, where the shadow of Ophelia in the deep river trails her veils. Woo! She wasn't sad at all. She was fine. Thanks. Thank you, Larry. Thanks so much.
Bonjour tout le monde, bonsoir.
It's a little bit
C'est Maria.
gypsy.
J'ai un nom italien, mais je ne suis pas italienne. I don't know if you need to translate, all right?
They're good, they got it.
Okay, I'm from Mauritius Island, l'île Maurice. Donc je parle créole, I speak Creole. My mother tongue is Creole. My second language is French. My third language is English. Understand a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Hebrew, a little bit of something. So Stephanie and I, we are going to sing two songs. The first one is from Edith Piaf, Je ne regrette rien. And the second one will be Yves Montand, C'est si bon.
I get an
Chuck
old
Brel
fashioned
song
with rye?
that it is said he wrote in a brothel of Tangiers. It tells the story of a man dying of a broken heart
Too much, just
because
like one ice.
he's talking to his friend, his long-line friend,
Cool.
who his wife had an affair with numerous times. So he's speaking to his wife and his friend. The English version, the English lyrics were written by Roger McEwen, who I would be remiss if I didn't say my wife, who you heard earlier, is a music publisher and represents Roger McEwen. The song in 1974, a man by the name of Terry Jacks, those of you who are older like me might remember this, had a hit with this song. And he felt it was too macabre. So he rewrote some of the lyrics to make it about a friend of his who was dying of blues. Somehow this still became a #1 pop hit. But as I've been working on it, one of the things that struck me is that it was 1974. It was the end of the Vietnam War. And many young men had died very senselessly. And they said, I think for me what this song is about is it's a loving lament to life cut short too soon. Goodbye, Emil, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABC,
Shrum, SHR.
skinned our hearts and skinned our knees.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, Emil, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that spring is in the air, pretty women everywhere think of me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time. Goodbye, Papa, please pray for me. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong. Too much wine and too much song. Wonder how I got along. Goodbye, Papa, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that spring is in the air, little children everywhere. When you see them, I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. Goodbye, Michelle, my little one. You gave me love and helped me find the sun. And whenever Goodbye, Michelle, it's hard to cry when all the birds are singing in the sky. How the spring is in the air with the flowers everywhere. I wish that we could both be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time. All our lives we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, the wine and the song, like the seasons have all gone. Thank you. Thank you very much. And now we have another of VX poems. This is entitled If Poets Weren't Such Fools. If poets weren't such fools, and if they weren't so indolent, they would make everyone content, so they could attend in peace to their literary suffering. They would build yellow houses with large gardens out front, and trees full of birds, of nasal flutes and lizards, of cockadills and warblings, of feather agars and pegasites, little red ravens who would tell fortunes. There would be large fountains with lights in them. There would be 200 fishes, from crust oceans and to antilicious, from limp dragoons to pepperflies, from needlefish to rare coral eyes, from bow sprouts to poodle fishes. There would be new fresh air, perfumed with the smell of leaves, you would eat when you wanted, and work at your leisure, constructing stairways of shapes never seen before. From wood-veined to mauve, smooth as she to touch, but poets are such fools. They write to begin instead of getting stuck in, and hence they feel great remorse. They keep until they've run their course, delighted to have suffered so. Great speeches sing their praise, then they are forgotten in a single day. But if they weren't so indolent, it would take two. That's evident.
I heard that song growing up so often, and then when I first heard it in French, I was like, who's sleeping with who? And what's going on in this song? I don't know what's going on. Where's the dying guy who's like loving hills and trees and everybody? And instead it's all full of bitterness and French revenge. But hey, Jacques Brel. We're going to get more Jacques Brel in a second. I am going to sing a French, a fake old song written by a fantastic group called Pink Martini in the 90s in homage to all those great chansons. And it, for those of you who don't speak French, the chorus goes, I don't want to work, I don't want to eat, I just want to forget, and so I smoke. Take it away, Harry. Ma chambre a la forme d'une cage. Le soleil passe son bras par la fenêtre. les chasseurs à ma part, comme les petits soldats qui veulent me prendre. Je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement l'oublier. Oui, je fume, déjà j'ai connu le parfum de l'amour. 1 million de roses ne m'emmèneraient pas autant. Maintenant, seul fleur dans mes enterrages me rend malade. Je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement oublier. Puis, je fume, je ne suis pas fier de ça, vie qui veut me tuer. C'est magnifique être sympathique, mais je ne connais jamais. Oh, je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement l'oublier. Puis, je fume. Take it away, Harry and David. Je ne suis pas fier de ça, vie qui veut me tuer. C'est magnifique être sympathique, mais je ne connais jamais. Oh, je ne veux pas travailler, je ne veux pas déjeuner, je veux seulement oublier. Oui, je... We have all had days like that.
Oh, yeah.
So back to Jacques Brel. The next song is a real big song in the love song department, and the history behind it is sort of French. And Jacques Brel left his wife for one of his mistresses. I tried to do a cabaret show once about Jacques Brel, and it's really hard because he's just this bourgeois guy who wrote great songs, and his father ran a cardboard factory, and it's really hard to go anywhere from there. But he left his wife for his mistress. She should have a name. Suzanne Gabrielle, Zizou, and but then he got Zizou pregnant, and he refused to acknowledge the child. So Zizou, being a good French mistress, kicked him the hell out of the house. And he, being a good French husband, went back to his wife, who, being a good French wife, took him back in. And after a while, he obviously felt like he lacked Zizou's house. So he wanted to get back to Zizou, so he wrote this song and dedicated it to her. And she took him back. Which, I guess the moral of it is that if you write songs like this, you can go to a lot of wonderful houses. Ne me quitte pas, il faut oublier tout le souvenir qui s'enfuit déjà. Oublier le temps, les malentendus, et le temps perdu, à savoir comment oublier ces heures qui tuaient parfois À coups de pourquoi, le cœur de bonheur. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. Moi, je t'offrirai des perles de pluie, venues du pays où il ne pleut pas. Je creuserai la terre jusqu'après ma mort pour couvrir ton corps d'or et de lumière. Je ferai de mal, l'amour sera roi, l'amour sera roi, et tu seras roi. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. Je t'inventerai des mots insensés que tu comprendras. Je te parlerai de ces amants-là qui ont vu deux fois leur cœur s'embrasser. Je te raconterai l'histoire de ce roi mort de n'avoir pu te rencontrer. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. On a vu souvent rejaillir le feu de l'ancien balcon qu'on croyait trop vieux. Il est paraît-il des terres brûlées, comme plus de blé qu'un meilleur avril. Mais qu'on y va soir pour qu'un ciel fasse le rouge et la noire ne s'épousent-ils pas? Ne me quitte pas. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas. Je ne vais plus pleurer, je ne vais plus parler. Je me cacherai là, à te regarder, danser, sourire. Et à t'écouter chanter, puis rire, laisse-moi devenir l'ombre de ton ombre, l'ombre de ta main, l'ombre de ton chien. Ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas, ne me quitte pas.
Translated a lot of Jacques Brel, so and there's a lot of shameless.
For those of you who don't speak French, although it's a love song, the final words are, don't leave me. I'm not going to cry anymore, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to hide myself here, just to watch you dancing and smiling, listen to you singing and laughing. Let me become the shadow of your shadow, the shadow of your hand, the shadow of your doll.
And then she let him back into the house.
And then she write songs like that, then you're like, come on back.
Wow.
Edith Piaf. Edith Piaf is about to make an entrance. For those of you who don't know Edith Piaf, I'm sure you all do, she was originally called Edith Giovanni Gasson, but she took the name La Môme Piaf. And La Môme means the little one, the mischievous one, because she was like this big. Like she literally was. I've got a picture with Lisa beside her dress, and the dress is like down there. And Piaf means a sparrow, like a really small little nondescript bird, because she wasn't, she was a plain thing. In France, they have a phrase called la belle laide, which means a woman who is unconventionally gorgeous. Literally, it means the beautiful ugly one. Piaf was all of that. She took an endless parade of lovers. I love that quote. An endless, seemingly endless parade of lovers. But she wasn't romantic at all. She's quoted as saying, as far as I am concerned, love means fighting. Big fat lies and a couple of slaps across the face. Okay, so if you give us a couple of moments, we're gonna get a grand entrance for, as I set up the music, we're gonna get a grand entrance for La Môme Piaf.
Here we go. So this is a song, all you need to know about this song, all you need to know is this is a tragic tale of a man who met a tragic end on a motorcycle.
Il portait des culottes, des bottes de moto, un blouson de cuir noir avec un aigle sur le dos. Sa montre qui partait comme un boulet de canon semait la terreur dans toute la région. Jamais il ne se coiffait, jamais il ne se lavait. Les ongles pleins de plantes, oui, mais sur le biceps il avait un tatouage avec un cœur bleu sur la peau blême. Et juste à l'intérieur, on lisait Maman je t'aime. Il avait une petite amie du nom de Marilou. On l'appelait en pitié, une enfant de son âge. Car tout le monde savait bien qu'il aimait encore tout cette chienne de moto bien davantage. Il portait des culottes, des bottes de moto, un blouson de cuir noir avec un aigle sur le dos. Sa montre qui partait comme un boulet de canon semait la terreur dans toute la région. Marie-Lou, la pauvre fille, elle implora de supplia. Dis ne parle pas ce soir, je vais pleurer si tu t'en vas. Mais mon Dieu perdu ses larmes pareillement dans le bruit de la machine et du tuyau d'échappement. Il bondit comme un diable avec des flammes dans les yeux. Au passage à niveau, ce fut comme un éclair de feu contre une locomotive qui filait vers le midi. Et quand on débarrassa les débris, on trouvait sa culotte, ses bottes de moto, son blouson de cuir noir avec un aigle sur le dos. Mais plus rien de la moto et plus rien de ce démon qui semait la terreur dans toute la région.
Okay, because of slight disorganization, we don't have a program tonight, so I just wanted to thank everyone by name. We're going to take a break, but Harry Mayron, David Simmons is out there on accordion, Stephanie Reed also on accordion, Anna, oh shit, what's your last name? Anna Quinby, Lisa Passold. My name is Bremner, Fletcher, Duthie. Have I gotten everybody? Maria. Victoire. C'était super d'entendre cet accent français, cette française, c'était super, c'était génial. Who else? Joe. Deborah Evans. And Joe Ferrari. Yes.
And also my friend Pandora Gastelum just dropped by with some posters for the Puppet Festival, which I'll be performing in. But keep an eye out, there's lots of things going on. It's tax day and that weekend, April 15th weekend, how awful, but 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, I will be at the ballroom down in, what is it, I forget, the ballroom down, the backyard ballroom, I will be there, yes, sorry. I got French, English going for me, and also I'm doing with my friend Anais St. John, the theme of French culture, a show about Josephine Baker, At the World War II Museum, we'll be playing tomorrow and next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Come check it out.
So two last things. One, we're all artists, so you know what the next thing I'm going to say is, give us money. Give us all your money, all of it now. Or give us a little bit of it. There's all these virtual ways you can give it, and there's a wonderful tip thing up here. So by all means, give us that. And before we take a break, David,
Will you please help me sing Happy Birthday to Miss Stephanie?
one of the songs of the resistance. It's the partisan. You don't have to. You just sit there and look.
Many people know this as a Leonard Cohen song, but actually it's a song that he learned when he was at socialist Jewish summer camp as a kid. When they poured across the border, I was cautioned to surrender. This I could not do. I took my gun and vanished. I've changed my name so often. I've lost my wife and children. I have many friends, and some of them are with me. The wind gave us shelter, took us in the garret, and the soldiers came. She died without a whisper. There were three of us this morning. I'm the only one this evening, but I must go on. The frontiers are my prison. For the wind is blowing, for the graves the wind is blowing. Freedom soon will come. And will come from the shadows.
Mais alors l'été chez moi, il m'a dit résigne-toi, mais je n'ai pas peur. J'ai repris mon amour. J'ai changé son froidement, j'ai perdu femme et enfant, mais j'ai tant d'amis. J'ai la France entière. Un vieil homme dans un grenier, la nuit nous a cachés, les Allemands l'ont pris. Il est mort sans surprise. Oh, the wind is blowing, through the graves the wind is blowing, freedom soon will come. And there will come the shadows. This is another Jacques Brel song with which we have taken liberties. Dans le parc de Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui chantent. les rêves que les ondes au large dans le port de la Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui dorment comme des oriflammes le long des bergements. Dans le port de la Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui meurent, l'âme de bière et de drame au premier Noël. Et dans le port de la Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui naissent dans la chaleur épaisse des longueurs océans. In the port of New Orleans,
There's a sailor who sings of the dreams that he brings from the wide open sea. In the port of New Orleans, there's a sailor who sleeps while the riverbank weeps to the old cypress tree. In the port of New Orleans, there's a sailor who dies, full of beer, full of cries, in a drunken down fight. But in the port of New Orleans, there's a sailor who's born on a hot, muggy morn by the dawn's early light.
dans le port de la Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui mangent sur des nappes trop blanches, les poissons ruisselants. Ils vont montrer les dents, à gratter la fortune, à crasser la lune, à bouffer les enfants. Et ça sent la brûle jusqu'à dans la colle des frites, que la grosse main invite à revenir en puis se lève en riant dans sa bruit de tempête, referme la braguette et s'entend en rotant.
In the port of New Orleans, where the sailors all meet, there's a sailor who eats only fish heads and tails. He will show you his teeth that have rotted too soon, that can swallow the moon, that can haul up the sail, and he yells to the cook with his arms open wide, "Bring me more fish!" Put it down by my side. Then he wants for the belch, but he's too full to try, so he gets up the last and he zips up his fly.
Dans le Nouvelle-Orléans, il y a des marins qui dansent en se frottant la bosse sur la bosse des femmes. Ils tournent et ils dansent comme des soleils crachés dans le son déchiré de l'accordéon rose. Ils se tordent la cour juste pour mieux s'entendre rire, jusqu'à ce que tout à coup l'accordéon expire. Alors le geste grave, le regard fier, ils ramènent leur bâtard jusqu'en pleine lumière.
In the port of New Orleans, you can see sailors dance, paunches bursting their pants, grinding women to paunch. They've forgotten the tune that their whiskey voice croaks, splitting the night with the roar of their jokes. And they turn, and they dance, and they laugh, and they lust, till the rancid sound of the accordion bursts, and then out to the night with their pride in their pants, and the slut that they tow underneath the street lamps. And the Orleans, there's a sailor who drinks,
And he draws, and he draws, and he
drinks
draws
once again. He drinks to the last and the port of New Orleans, the vice and the thousand other men, they go down and their bodies and their motion one time, for them drinks by the they take about you, that's his name, the smell, and he for something.
Another Boris Vian poem.
Another Boris Vian poem. I want a life shaped like a fishbone. I want a life shaped like a fishbone on a blue plate. I want a life shaped like an object on the bottom of a blown thingy. I want a life shaped like sand in a hand, in the shape of green bread or a picture, in the shape of a floppy old shoe, in the shape of tra-la-la, of a chimney sweep or a lilac, of stony ground, of a wild barber or crazy eider down. I want a life shaped like you, and that I have, but is still not enough for me. I am never satisfied.
I'm going to play two tunes. I'm going to play one by myself, and then I'm going to bring up Miss Stephanie to play a duet with me. This first one is going to be very familiar to all of you, I think. It's the most famous piece by Eric Satie. It's called Gymnopédie No. 1, and Gymnopédie, according to Satie, translates to Spartan dance for naked youths and men. So just... What? Okay. Alright, I read Spartan, but whatever. Anyway, so you can just have that in your mind while I'm playing it. Oh, and this second tune that Stephanie and I are going to play is a piece that I wrote, which was quite directly inspired by this Satie piece. And that one's called 70 Miles to London. piece I wrote based on that Eric Satie piece. It's called 70 Miles to London. It's very, very quiet. That was Stephanie Reed on the red accordion. It's her birthday, give her $1. And give us $1. Actually, give us $20. There's a tip jar right there.
We will pass them on you. This is another Boris Vian poem. There are those who have dear little trumpets. That's the title. And the first line. There are those who have dear little trumpets and bugles and wooden serpents. There are those who have clarinets and ophicleids of giant form. There are those with large drums, parum pom 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 and ratatat. But I have only a kazoo, and I kazoon. From nightfall until break of day, I have but a kazoo. But I don't care as long as I can play my way. So tell me, do you like the way I play?
All
All right, so we're going to go from the sublime to the ridiculous to the sublime. I'm going to sing, we've got like 3 pieces left in this evening. I'm going to sing a Piaf song, and tiny history behind it. So Piaf, as you know, died from all the drugs and alcohol and abuse that she threw into her body. Apparently her last words were very characteristic. She said, "Every damn fool thing you do, you pay for." Which could be better, or it could just mean, like, make good choices, or at least choices that are going to be interesting, because you're going to pay for those fuckers later on. So Piaf didn't normally write her own songs. She sang other people's songs, but I'm going to sing a song that she wrote. She wrote it for the love of her life, Marcel Serdam, the boxer. And this boxer, Piaf, a little as she liked big, hunky guys. And she loved this boxer. He was the love of her life, and she killed him. He was at a match in the south of France, and he was going to take the train back. And she said, "No, get back to me right now," because she was a bossy little thing. And he got on the plane, and the plane crashed, and he died. And she never forgave herself for it. So I'm going to sing the song that she wrote for him, which Harry, under very very limited rehearsal, has agreed to do with me. And it's called, very simply, The Hymn to Love. Le ciel bleu sur nous peut s'effondrer et la terre bien s'écrouler. Peu m'importe si tu m'aimes, je me fous du monde entier. Tant que l'amour inonde les matins, tant que mon cœur frémira sous tes mains, peu m'importe les problèmes, mon amour, puisque tu m'aimes. J'irai jusqu'au bout du monde, je me ferai peindre à blonde si tu me le demandais. J'irai décrocher la lune, j'irai voler la fortune si tu me le demandais. Je réunirai ma patrie, je réunirai mes amis si tu me le demandais. On peut bien rire de moi, ferai n'importe quoi si tu me le demandais. Et si un jour la vie t'arrache à moi, si tu meurs, que tu sois loin de moi, peu m'importe si tu m'aimes, car moi je mourrai aussi. Nous aurons pour nous l'éternité dans le bleu de toute l'immensité, dans le ciel plus de problèmes. Mon amour, crois-tu qu'en Dieu réunit ceux qui s'aiment. Joe Fernari to the stage.
I'm here.
All right.
I am, yeah. I can hold it. What the heck? This is. I don't have to play this time. This is something completely different. We are going into the world of Molière and his play *The Misanthrope*. Molière was a French writer in the 17th century. He wrote satirical comedies, some very funny, like *The Imaginary Invalid*, or more serious, like *Tartuffe*. But no matter what he wrote, he always seemed to be in trouble with the French government. His plays were continually being shut down for being so subversive, among other things. Alceste, the misanthrope of our title, makes it very clear that he has issues with how people speak to one another, which will be very clear, as you will see. What? I, your friend. Just scratch me off your list. Oh, till now I have professed to be one, true. But after what I've just seen in you, I tell you flatly, now that here we part. I want no place in a corrupted heart. You should go off and die for very shame. There's no excuse for an act such as yours. It's one that any decent man abhors. I've seen you greet a man like a long-lost friend and smother him in sweetness without end, with protestations, offers, solemn vows. You load protestations of your solemn vows. Later, when I ask you whom you cherish so, even his name I find you barely know. As soon as he departs, your fervor dies, and you tell me he means nothing in your eyes. Good Lord! You play a base, unworthy role by stooping to betray your very soul. And if, which God forbid, I'd done the same, I'd go hang myself for very shame. A man should be sincere and nobly shrink from saying anything he does not think. No, I can't endear the fawning guile employed by nearly all men of style. I loathe the gyrations of all these great makers of protestations, these lavishers of frivolous embraces, these utterers of empty commonplaces, who in civilities won't be outdone and treat the good man and the fool as one. What joy is there in hearing pretty phrases from one who loud and fulsome sings your praises, vows friendship, esteem, love forevermore, then runs and does the same to any bore? No, no! A soul that is well constituted a soul that is well constituted cares nothing for esteem so prostituted. Our vanity is satisfied to cheap with praise that lumps everyone in one vast heap. Esteem, if it be real, means preference. Don't drink if you're going to do this. Esteem, if it be real, means preference. What good is it if it's bestowed on everyone, which does not rhyme? Oh, and since these new vices seem to you so fine, Lord, you are not fit to be a friend of mine. I shun the vast indulgences. It's not indulgences.
It sounded good.
But it's not. I shun the vast indulgence of a heart that will not set merit itself apart. No, a single man is what I long to be. The friend of man is no man for me.
Read another Boris Vian poem.
Boris.
The worn boards of my bed, the mattress and the bedstead, the dust dancing in the sun. I love the peephole that opens, the men who have come for me, who step in, take me with them, back to the world, back to life and its color. I love these two tall posts, this triangular blade, these men dressed in black. It's my party, and I'm proud. I love this basket of straw in which I'll rest my head. Oh, I love it forevermore. I need just to love a strand of grass tinted blue, a single drop of dew, a lovely frightened bird or two. They are breaking the world with weighty hammers. There remains enough for me. My love enough remains.
We've been hearing the writings of this man, and you may want to stand. I don't know, he's small, so we'll have to deal with that. So anyway, there's one thing I will tell you about Boris Vian that is remarkable, is that when Chris Wentline and I were in Paris a few years ago, and went out with Bremner and Lisa, they took us to their favorite coffee shop in Paris, and playing in the house system, there's a lot of music at the moment, but the song that he's going to do from 1954 is very much still played there, and it's relevant. The Desert Tour, a song of peace. It's been recorded by Peter Polonary and Jen Baez, and there are other people who it's been translated into a number of languages too. But so I was drawn to this, and so my little Boris is going to sing the Desert Tour.
Love you, Harry. Love you.
Monsieur le Président, je vous fais une lettre. Je vous verrai peut-être si vous avez le temps. Je viens de recevoir mes papiers militaires pour partir à la guerre avant mercredi soir. Monsieur le Président, je vous note pas l'affaire. Je ne suis pas sur terre pour tuer des pauvres gens. C'est pas pour vous fâcher. Il faut que je vous dise ma décision est prise. Je m'en fais déserter. Depuis que je suis né, je veux mourir mon père, je veux partir mes frères et pleurer mes enfants. Ma mère a tant souffert que les dents se tournent. s'est moqué des bombes, elle s'est moquée des verres. Quand j'étais prisonnier, on m'a volé ma femme, ma valise et tout ma chair passée. Demandez au matin, je fermerai ma porte. Et des années mortes, j'irai sur les chemins. Je mangerai ma vie sur les routes de France, de Bretagne aux Provence. Et je dirai aux gens, refusez d'obéir, refusez d'en affaire, n'allez pas à la guerre, refusez de partir. S'il faut tenir sa sang, donnez la vôtre. Vous êtes un bon apôtre, monsieur le président. Si vous me poursuivez, prenez mon champagne, je n'aurai pas d'âme, et qu'ils pourront tirer.
Well, slightly macabre. It's a great French word, but I guess I'm gonna read it anyway. It's called "And Handfuls of Tears." And handfuls of tears I shall die when they pry open, my eyelids under a raging sun, when people slowly whisper spiteful things in my ear. I shall die from watching children tortured and men surprised and pale. I shall die eaten alive by worms. I shall die with my hands fastened under a waterfall. I shall die burning in a sad fire. I shall die a little, a lot, without passion, but with interest. And when all is done, I shall die. Okay, so we're gonna let Boris Vian have the last word today, maybe. Or maybe we will, I don't know. I am going to sing a song, another Kurt Weill song with French lyrics. And this one is definitely, I would say, one of the songs that ushered me into desiring to be a performer, I would say. And this is called Ukulele. And in this song, a land is described, the land where all our desires are fulfilled, a beautiful, bucolic, utopian land where a little fairy lives. She's showing us around. But I think that the message is kind of like, but this is why we can't have nice things. Because at the very end, it's like he's saying that it's all a dream. There is no ukulele. It's just madness. And man will just be, just have to go on doing everything just a little, you know how we do it. Running it into the ground. There is no ukulele, but I will conjure this land for you now with the help of Harry, and David. C'est presque au bout du monde. degré de l'onde, partout je le pluie. L'île est toute petite, et la fée qui l'habite, gentiment nous invite à en faire le tri. Yukari, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Yukari, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Yukari, c'est la terre où l'on quitte tous les soucis. C'est dans notre nuit, comme une éclaircie, l'étoile qu'on suit. C'est Yukari, c'est le respect de tous les vœux échangés. Yukari, c'est le pays des beaux amours partagés. C'est l'espérance qui est au cœur de tous les humains. La délivrance qui nous attendent tous pour demain. Yukari, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Yukari, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Mais c'est un rêve, une folie. Il n'y a pas de Yukari. Mais c'est un rêve, une folie. Il n'y a pas de Yukari. Mais la vie nous entraîne, la senteur quotidienne. Mais la pauvre âme humaine, cherchant partout l'oubli, pour quitter la terre, se trouver le mystère, où nos rêves se terrent en quelques Yukari. Yukari, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Yukari, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Yukari, c'est la terre où l'on quitte tous les soucis. C'est dans notre nuit, comme une éclaircie, l'étoile qu'on suit. C'est Yukari, Yukari, c'est le respect de tous les vœux échangés. Yukari, c'est le pays des beaux amours partagés. C'est l'espérance qui est au cœur de tous les humains. La délivrance qui nous attend de tous pour demain. Yukari, c'est le pays de nos désirs. Yukari, c'est le bonheur, c'est le plaisir. Mais c'est un rêve,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our evening. And for some of you who like went through the evening and thought, oh my God, thank goodness there was no audience participation. However, I'm going to do you a favor. This is a favor. If you ever go to Paris and France, if you have one song that you need to like ease into a party, I'm going to teach you guys a song, which is going to pay off. You're going to get to France, walk to a party, not be able to speak anything, but sing this song, and you will be treated to drinks all night. It is called. What was that?
Is it Sweet Carolina?
Yeah, I don't ignore it.
Oh, I threw up in my mouth here. Okay, so we are going to, could you guys like pass out one per table of these? Okay. So, this is a song called Champs-Élysées. You know the Champs-Élysées? The Elysian Fields? Okay. So, I'm going to teach you some French. And you guys are going to sing the chorus along with everybody else in the show. So, the line, does anybody have like a sheet somewhere out there? Okay, you don't really need one. It goes, there's 4 lines. It goes, oh, Champs-Élysées. Can I hear that?
Oh, thank you.
I
think I'm good without it. What the hell?
Oh, Champs-Élysées. Oh, Champs-Élysées. Okay, so there's 4 conditions. Au soleil, in the sun. Sous la pluie, in the rain.
Sous la pluie.
À midi.
À midi.
À minuit. So I'm going to say it once, you're going to say it back perfectly to me. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit.
Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit.
That was great. I'm totally impressed with you guys. And the final line is, you can find everything you want on the Champs-Élysées. Il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. I'll do it again. Il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Very good.
Now, if you're genetically incapable of speaking French, there's another part you could sing,
Yes.
which is ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba. It works in every language and culture.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Watermelon.
And could I ask, I just want to get to thank everyone by bringing them up here. Joe Fernari, could we get a round of applause for him? And up here already with David Simmons.
I love you, Joe.
Harry Mayron. Deborah Evans, come on up. Anna Gwynn, would you join us? Marie Victoire, are you still here? Marie Victoire with the beautiful accent? She's gone. Fine. Stephanie. Lisa, where are you, Lisa? I've lost track. Is that everybody?
That's enough.
Stephanie. Okay.
Oh, wait.
So,
Birthday girl is here.
So this is Oh Champs-Élysées. I'm going to sing 3 verses, and you guys are going to give me rousing help with the chorus along with all of these talented people. Harry, shall we do it? It's jaunty. Je baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui. N'importe qui, sauve-toi, je te dis, n'importe toi. Il se faisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser. Everybody! Oh, Champs-Élysées! Oh, Champs-Élysées! Au soleil, sous la pluie, à minuit. Il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Tu m'as dit, j'ai rendez-vous dans un sous-sol avec des foules qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin. Alors je t'ai accompagné, on a chanté, on a dansé, et on ne même pas pensé à s'embrasser. Everybody! Oh, Champs-Élysées! Oh, Champs-Élysées! Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit. Il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Le soir, deux inconnus, à ce matin, sur l'avenue, deux amoureux, tout étourdis par la longue nuit. Et de la toile à la concorde, un orchestre a mis la corde, tous les oiseaux du coin de jour chantent l'amour. Oh, Champs-Élysées, para-para-ram. Oh, Champs-Élysées, para-para-ram. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. One more time. Oh, Champs-Élysées, para-para-ram. Oh, Champs-Élysées, para-para-ram. Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit, il y a tout ce que vous voulez aux Champs-Élysées. Thank you very much. Good night. Happy Maroon. Good night, and David Simmons over here. Thank you very much. Good night. Wow, thank you very much, everybody. Merci bien, c'était super. I think we'll have just again. Lizzie, both Lizzie. Good night, everybody. Bonsoir.